On the morning of August 21st, 1911, the art world was shaken by a theft so audacious it would go down in history as one of the most infamous heists of all time. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the world-renowned portrait of a woman with an enigmatic smile, was stolen from the Louvre Museum in Paris. The man behind this bold act was Vincenzo Peruggia, an Italian who had once worked at the Louvre and was familiar with its layout and security measures. Peruggia's plan was simple yet daring. On that fateful day, he entered the Louvre early in the morning, blending in with the workers and guards who were beginning their day. Disguised in a white smock, similar to the ones worn by museum employees, Peruggia made his way to the gallery where the Mona Lisa was displayed. He carefully removed the painting from the wall, took it out of its protective frame, and wrapped it in a piece of cloth. With the painting concealed inside his coat, he calmly walked out of the museum, unnoticed by anyone. The loss of the Mona Lisa went unnoticed for over 24 hours. It wasn't until a painter set up his easel in front of the space where the painting usually hung that the absence was discovered. At first, the Louvre staff believed the painting had been removed for photography, a common practice at the time. Panic set in only when it became clear that no one knew where the Mona Lisa had gone. The French police launched a massive investigation, turning the Louvre upside down in search of clues. The museum was closed for a week as investigators scoured for evidence. Despite their efforts, they found little more than a fingerprint left on the glass case that had protected the painting, a clue that would not lead them to the thief for years. The lack of leads and the sheer audacity of the crime captivated the public and press, turning the Mona Lisa's disappearance into an international incident. The theft of the Mona Lisa became headline news around the world. Newspapers in Europe and the United States speculated wildly about the painting's fate. Theories abounded, ranging from claims that the German government had orchestrated the theft as a political statement to suggestions that an eccentric millionaire had commissioned the heist for a private collection. Some even thought it might be a modern art prank by someone like Pablo Picasso or the poet Guillaume Apollinaire, both of whom were known for their provocative ideas about art. The media frenzy surrounding the theft only amplified the painting's fame. Previously, the Mona Lisa was admired mostly by those with an interest in Renaissance art. However, the global spotlight turned it into a symbol of cultural significance. People who had never heard of the painting before suddenly knew its name and the story of its disappearance. The French police, under enormous pressure, expanded their investigation far beyond Paris. Interpol, the international police organization, was even involved in the search, marking one of the first instances of international cooperation in a criminal investigation. Despite these efforts, the painting remained missing, and the trail went cold. As months turned into years, the mystery deepened. The Louvre replaced the empty space on the wall with a somber plaque, reminding visitors of the loss. The theft was even referenced in contemporary literature and art, with artists and writers reflecting on the painting's absence and what it represented in a rapidly changing world. In December 1913, over 2 years after the theft, Vincenzo Peruggia emerged from the shadows. He contacted Alfredo Geri, an art dealer in Florence, claiming he had the Mona Lisa and wished to return it to Italy, believing it had been wrongfully taken to France. Geri, intrigued yet skeptical, arranged a meeting with Giovanni Poggi, the director of the Uffizi gallery. When Poggi and Geri met Peruggia in a small hotel room, they were stunned to see the Mona Lisa emerge from a simple wooden trunk. The painting was unmistakably the original. The authorities were immediately notified, and Peruggia was arrested without resistance. During his trial, Peruggia was unapologetic, insisting that his actions were motivated by patriotism rather than greed. He claimed that he wanted to return the painting to Italy, where he believed it rightfully belonged. His defense resonated with some in Italy, where he was viewed by many as a misguided hero. However, the French authorities were less sympathetic, and Peruggia was sentenced to a year and 15 days in prison, a relatively light sentence considering the gravity of his crime. The recovery of the Mona Lisa was met with widespread relief and celebration. The painting was returned to the Louvre in January 1914, where it was greeted by throngs of visitors eager to see the masterpiece that had vanished for over 2 years. The theft had transformed the Mona Lisa into more than just a painting. It was now a cultural phenomenon. The theft and its aftermath left an indelible mark on the art world. The Mona Lisa's fame skyrocketed, and it became one of the most recognizable images in the world. The story of its theft added layers of intrigue and mystique, making the painting more than just a representation of Renaissance artistry, but also a symbol of the complex relationship between art, culture, and national identity. Today, the Mona Lisa draws millions of visitors each year, many of whom are as fascinated by the story of its theft as they are by the painting itself. The empty space it left behind during those 2 years now stands as a reminder of the enduring power of art and the extraordinary lengths to which people will go to possess it.